Once, I stood at a locked door within my soul, clutching a key I was too afraid to turn, believing love was a prize to be won through endless pursuit. Each step I chased after someone's fleeting glance felt like proof of my devotion, yet left me hollow, tethered to a cycle of yearning and silence. Have you ever poured your heart into someone, only to find your efforts met with distance, your hopes dangling on fragile threads? The exhaustion of chasing love isn't failure. It's a sacred pause, a whisper from your subconscious urging you to stop and look within. You're not unseen. You're not alone. This is the shadow, unveiled through Carl Jung's piercing wisdom. Jung, the sage who plumbed the psyche's depths, taught that chasing others mirrors a quest for lost parts of ourselves, a projection of our unclaimed wholeness. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate, he declared, revealing why we pursue until we face our inner truth. This shadow, laden with meaning, is not your foe but a guide, beckoning you toward individuation. Today, we shatter the illusion that love must be earned, casting off the chains of pursuit. Through Jung's timeless wisdom, we unveil 10 unconscious signs you face your shadow to discover wholeness through the spiritual truths of stopping the chase. Each a key to a liberation so radiant, no rejection can dim it. Be warned, the final sign is a revelation, dismantling old cycles to reshape your destiny. This is not loss, it's your awakening. Drop "I choose myself" in the comments. Hit like, subscribe, tap the bell, join our Telegram channel, and consider a super thanks to fuel this journey. Share this with someone trapped in pursuit, and let's weave the tapestry of your eternal rebirth. Chapter 1. You seek their validation. You chase their approval. Assign your shadow fears unworthiness. The psyche unveils this fear, urging you to embrace your sacred worth. I craved their nod, but my soul whispered, embrace your worth. If you chase validation, their approval, you're bound. It's your psyche, signaling a shadow's fear. You are not their gaze. You are whole, an embracer, ready to stand. Jung's The psychology of transference teaches that chasing validation projects the shadow's fear of unworthiness, fueling pursuit of others. The collective unconscious, shaped by need, social media's beloved norms, spins myths of approval as worth. But your shadow, fearing lack, seeks their nod, dimming your soul's radiance. Fear confesses, embrace my worth. Individuation calls you to face this shadow's fear, being enough, and embrace worth to forge soulful self-love. Notice the fear. Do you chase validation, their approval and love? Are you bound or embracing worth? Right tonight, when did I seek their validation? List 3 moments craved approval, felt small, and ask, what's my worthy truth? Did naming it spark clarity? A call to stand. This is your psyche, urging you to awaken your soul. Try this. For one day, embrace your worth. When you chase, I need their love, affirm, I embrace my worth. And affirm your value, noting your self-love peace. Strength in a 10-minute journal. Meditate for 5 minutes. Visualizing your aura as a radiant crown. Reflect on Jung's words. Worth halts the chase. These acts are not vanity. They are sacred, forging your truth. As you embrace, need fades not to isolate, but to empower. Jung's synchronicity may weave a sign, a self-assured act, a new calm, affirming your power. Trust this fear, for it weaves the first thread of your soul's radiance. An embracer no shadow can dim. Chapter 2. You cling to their silence. You hold on to their distance. A sign your shadow fears abandonment. The psyche unveils this fear, urging you to release your sacred freedom. I grasped their silence. But my soul whispered, release your freedom. If you hold their distance, silence, you're trapped. It's your psyche, signaling a shadow's fear. You are not their absence. You are whole, a releaser ready to heal. Jung's The Archetypes in the Collective Unconscious teaches that clinging to silence projects the shadow's fear of abandonment, driving pursuit. The collective unconscious, shaped by hope, cultural. Wait for love. Norm spins myths of silence as promise. But your shadow, fearing loss, grasps distance, dimming your soul's radiance. Fear confesses, release my freedom. Individuation calls you to face this shadow's fear being alone and release silence to forge soulful liberation. Notice the fear. Do you hold their distance? Silence in pursuit. Are you trapped or releasing freedom right tonight? When did I cling to silence? List 3 moments waited for reply. Felt ignored and ask, what's my free truth? Did naming it spark resolve? A call to heal. This is your psyche, urging you to awaken your soul. Try this. For one day, release their silence. When you hold, they'll respond affirm. I release my freedom and let go. Noting your liberation clarity. Peace. In a 10-minute journal, meditate for 5 minutes. Visualizing your aura as a flowing stream. Reflect on Jung's words. Freedom breaks pursuit. These acts are not surrender. They are sacred, forging your truth. As you release, pain dissolves, not to bind, but to free. Jung's synchronicity may weave a sign, a calm release, a new ease affirming your power. Trust this fear, for it weaves the thread of your soul's freedom. A releaser no shadow can chain. Chapter 3. You project unhealed wounds. You see their flaws as your fault. Assign your shadow fears inadequacy. The psyche unveils this fear, urging you to heal your sacred self. I blamed myself for their coldness, but my soul whispered, heal yourself if you see their flaws. As your fault you're bound, it's your psyche, signaling a shadow's fear. You are not their actions. You are whole, a healer, ready to mend. Jung's The Psychology of Transference teaches that projecting wounds onto yourself projects the shadow's fear of inadequacy. Fueling chase. The collective unconscious, shaped by guilt, cultural fix, others' norms, spins myths of flaws as your burden. But your shadow, fearing failure, blames you, dimming your soul's radiance. Fear confesses, heal myself. Individuation calls you to face this shadow's fear, owning worth, and heal within to forge soulful empowerment. Notice the fear. Do you see their flaws as your fault in their distance? Are you bound or healing yourself right tonight? When did I blame myself? List 3 moments took blame, felt inadequate, and ask, what's my empowered truth? Did naming it spark strength, a call to mend? This is your psyche, urging you to awaken your soul. Try this. For one day, heal your wounds. When you blame, it's my fault, affirm. I heal myself. And reflect inward, noting your empowerment, clarity, peace. In a 10-minute journal, meditate for 5 minutes. Visualizing your aura as a nurturing glow. Reflect on Jung's words, healing stops blame. These acts are not guilt. They are sacred, forging your truth. As you heal, blame dissolves, not to excuse, but to empower. Jung's synchronicity may weave a sign, a self-kind moment, a new strength affirming your power. Trust this fear, for it weaves the thread of your soul's empowerment. A healer no shadow can wound. Chapter 4. You fear loneliness. You dread solitude after chasing. Assign your shadow fears emptiness. The psyche unveils this fear, urging you to embrace your sacred fullness. I feared aloneness, but my soul whispered, embrace your fullness. If you dread solitude, loneliness, you're trapped. It's your psyche signaling a shadow's fear. You are not your void. You are whole, an embracer ready to be. Jung's man and his symbols teaches that dreading solitude projects the shadow's fear of emptiness, spurring pursuit of others. The collective unconscious, shaped by connection, cultural need, love, norm, spins myths of solitude as lack. But your shadow, fearing nothingness, dreads aloneness, dimming your soul's radiance. Fear confesses, embrace my fullness. Individuation calls you to face this shadow's fear, being complete, and embrace fullness to forge soulful self-connection. Notice the fear. Do you dread solitude, loneliness, post-chase? Are you trapped or embracing fullness? Right tonight. When did I fear loneliness? List 3 moments avoided solitude, felt empty, and ask, what's my full truth? Did naming it spark peace? A call to be. This is your psyche urging you to awaken your soul. Try this. For one day, embrace solitude. When you dread, I'll be alone, affirm. I embrace my fullness. And nurture yourself, noting your connection clarity. Joy in a 10-minute journal. Meditate for 5 minutes, visualizing your aura as a vibrant whole. Reflect on Jung's words. Fullness ends the chase. These acts are not isolation. They are sacred, forging your truth. As you embrace, emptiness fades not to trap, but to fulfill. Jung's synchronicity may weave a sign, a joyful solitude, a new strength, affirming your power. Trust this fear, for it weaves the thread of your soul's fullness. An embracer no shadow can dim. Chapter 5. You ignore inner signals. You dismiss your intuition. Assign your shadow fears. Truth. The psyche unveils this fear, urging you to trust your sacred knowing. My instincts warned me, but I ignored them until my soul whispered, trust your knowing. If you dismiss intuition, inner signals, you're blind. It's your psyche, signaling a shadow's fear. You are not your doubt. You are whole, a truster ready to see. Jung's synchronicity teaches that dismissing intuition projects the shadow's fear of truth, blinding you to the chase's futility. The collective unconscious, shaped by logic, cultural prove-it norms, spins myths of intuition as folly. But your shadow, fearing clarity, silences signals, dimming your soul's radiance. Fear confesses, trust my knowing. Individuation calls you to face this shadow's fear, facing truth, and trust intuition to forge soulful discernment. Notice the fear. Do you dismiss intuition, inner signals, in pursuit? Are you blind or trusting your knowing? Right tonight, when did I ignore my intuition? List 3 moments felt a nudge, dismissed it, and ask, what's my discerning truth? Did naming it spark insight? A call to see. This is your psyche urging you to awaken your soul. Try this. For one day, trust your intuition. When you dismiss, it's just a feeling. Affirm, I trust my knowing, and follow a signal, noting your discernment clarity. Peace. In a 10-minute journal. Meditate for 5 minutes, visualizing your aura as a guiding star. Reflect on Jung's words, intuition halts pursuit. These acts are not whimsy, they are sacred. Forging your truth. As you trust, doubt fades, not to mislead, but to clarify. Jung's synchronicity may weave a sign, a clear signal, a new path, affirming your power. Trust this fear, for it weaves the thread of your soul's clarity. A truster, no shadow can blind. Chapter 6. You mistake desire for need. You confuse longing with necessity. A sign your shadow fears lack. The psyche unveils this fear, urging you to embrace your sacred abundance. I mistook desire for need, but my soul whispered, embrace your abundance. If you confuse longing with necessity, you're trapped. It's your psyche signaling a shadow's fear. You are not your craving. You are whole, an embracer ready to thrive. Jung's The Psychology of the Unconscious teaches that mistaking desire for need projects the shadow's fear of lack, driving pursuit. The collective unconscious, shaped by scarcity. Cultural love is rare norms, spins myths of longing as survival, but your shadow, fearing emptiness, conflates desire, dimming your soul's radiance. Fear confesses, embrace my abundance. Individuation calls you to face this shadow's fear being whole and embrace abundance to forge soulful sufficiency. Notice the fear. Do you confuse longing with necessity in love? Are you trapped or embracing abundance? Right tonight, when did I mistake desire for need? List 3 moments felt need, chased longing, and ask, what's my abundant truth? Did naming it spark peace, a call to thrive? This is your psyche, urging you to awaken your soul. Try this. For one day, embrace abundance. When you confuse, I need them, affirm, I embrace my abundance. And nurture yourself, noting your sufficiency clarity. Joy in a 10-minute journal. Meditate for 5 minutes. Visualizing your aura as a bountiful garden. Reflect on Jung's words, abundance ends need. These acts are not denial. They are sacred. Forging your truth as you embrace. Need fades not to lack, but to enrich. Jung's synchronicity may weave a sign, a self-sufficient act. A new joy affirming your power. Trust this fear, for it weaves the thread of your soul's sufficiency. An embracer no shadow can starve. Chapter 7. You hold on to false hope. You cling to empty promises. A sign your shadow fears reality. The psyche unveils this fear, urging you to embrace your sacred truth. I grasped false hope, but my soul whispered, embrace your truth. If you cling empty promises, false hope, you're bound, it's your psyche, signaling a shadow's fear. You are not their words. You are whole, an embracer ready to see. Jung's The Structure and Dynamics of the Psyche teaches that clinging to false hope projects the shadow's fear of reality, prolonging pursuit. The collective unconscious, shaped by fantasy, cultural. They'll change norms, spins myths of hope as truths, but your shadow, fearing clarity, grasps promises, dimming your soul's radiance. Fear confesses, embrace my truth. Individuation calls you to face this shadow's fear, facing reality, and embrace truth to forge soulful awakening. Notice the fear. Do you cling empty promises, false hope in chasing? Are you bound or embracing truth? Right tonight, when did I hold false hope? List 3 moments grasped promises. Ignore truth and ask, what's my awakening truth? Did naming it spark resolve? A call to see. This is your psyche, urging you to awaken your soul. Try this. For one day, embrace reality. When you cling, they'll come around, affirm, I embrace my truth, and face facts, noting your awakening clarity. Strength in a 10-minute journal. Meditate for 5 minutes. Visualizing your aura as a clear dawn. Reflect on Jung's words. Truth ends illusion. These acts are not despair. They are sacred. Forging your truth as you embrace. Hope clears not to bind, but to awaken. Jung's synchronicity may weave a sign, a clear truth, a new resolve affirming your power. Trust this fear, for it weaves the thread of your soul's awakening. An embracer no shadow can deceive. Chapter 8. Your stillness unveils inner sovereignty. You fear stopping obscures love. A sign your shadow doubts your strength. The psyche unveils this sovereignty, urging you to crown your radiant self. I feared stopping, but stillness crowned my strength, my heart craving. I am enough. If you fear stopping, stillness hides love. You waver. It's your psyche, signaling a shadow's doubt. You are not your chase. You are whole, a sovereign ready to run. Jung's Modern Man in Search of a Soul teaches that stillness unveils the self-archetype, crowning you with sovereignty to cease pursuit, the collective unconscious, shaped by effort, cultural. Keep trying norms, spins myths of stillness as loss, but your shadow, doubting strength, fears stopping, dimming your soul's radiance. Sovereignty confesses, I am enough. Individuation calls you to face this shadow's doubt not being enough and embrace stillness to forge unshakable wholeness. Notice the doubt. Do you fear stopping? Stillness hides love. Are you wavering or crowning your truth? Write tonight. When did I fear stopping? List 3 moments avoided pause. Felt weak. And ask, what's my sovereign truth? Did naming it spark power? A call to rise. This is your psyche, urging you to awaken your soul. Try this. For one day, crown your sovereignty. Embrace stillness. Meditate for 10 minutes. Reflect deeply. Affirm, I am enough. Noting your radiance, confidence, peace in a 10-minute journal. Meditate for 5 minutes. Visualizing your aura as a regal beacon. Reflect on Jung's words. Stillness births love. These acts are not failure. They are sacred. Forging your truth. As you crown, doubt fades. Not to lose, but to elevate. Jung's synchronicity may weave a sign, a radiant calm, a new strength, affirming your power. Trust this doubt, for it weaves the thread of your soul's triumph. A sovereign, no shadow can dim. Chapter 9. Your integration radiates hidden resilience. You fear stopping reveals weakness. A sign your shadow hides your strength. The psyche unveils this resilience, urging you to harness your sacred fire. Ceasing pursuit scared me, but shadows unveiled resilience. My heart craving. I am unbreakable. If you fear stopping, ceasing reveals weakness. You shrink. It's your psyche, signaling a shadow's doubt. You are not your chase. You are whole, a warrior, ready to rise. Jung's The Psychology of the Unconscious teaches that integrating cessation unveils the anima's resiliences, forging strength through shadow work. The collective unconscious, shaped by effort, cultural never quit norms, spins myths of stopping as failure. But your shadow, hiding strength, shrinks from ceasing, dimming your soul's fire. Resilience confesses, I am unbreakable. Individuation calls you to face this shadow's doubt not being strong and harness resilience to forge radiant wholeness. Notice the doubt. Do you fear stopping? Ceasing reveals weakness. Are you shrinking or harnessing strength? Write tonight. When did stopping scare me? List 3 moments. Feared pause. Felt frail. And ask, what's my resilient truth? Did naming it spark fire? A call to rise. This is your psyche, urging you to awaken your soul. Try this. For one day, harness resilience. Embrace stopping. Cease pursuit. Trust yourself. Affirm, I am unbreakable. Noting your strength. Courage. Clarity in a 10-minute journal. Meditate for 5 minutes. Visualizing your aura as a blazing forge. Reflect on Jung's words. Stopping births resilience. These acts are not defeat. They are sacred. Forging your truth. As you harness, fear empowers not to break, but to build. Jung's synchronicity may weave a sign, a bold pause, a new strength, affirming your power. Trust this doubt, for it weaves the thread of your soul's fire. A warrior no shadow can quell. Chapter 10. Your wholeness transcends pursuit. You fear chasing defines you. A sign your shadow resists wholeness. The psyche unveils this wholeness, urging you to forge your sacred self. I feared chasing was me, but wholeness sparked myself, my soul craving. I am whole. If you fear chasing, pursuit defines you. You hide your psyche, signaling a shadow's resistance. You are not your longing. You are whole, a forger ready to transcend. Jung's Modern Man in Search of a Soul teaches that wholeness through individuation transcends pursuit's grip, uniting shadow and self in radiant truth. The collective unconscious, shaped by struggle, cultural earn-love norms, spins myths of pursuit as identity. But your shadow, resisting wholeness, hides this truth, dimming your soul's radiance. Wholeness confesses, forge myself. Individuation calls you to face this shadow's resistance, being defined by chasing and forge wholeness to radiate eternal love. Notice the resistance. Do you fear chasing? Pursuit defines you. Are you hiding or forging yourself? Right tonight, when did chasing define me? List 3 moments felt bound, clung to pursuit, and ask, what's my whole truth? Did naming it spark courage? A call to transcend. This is your psyche, urging you to awaken your soul. Try this. For one day, forge wholeness. Face. Pursuit, name it. Seize it, affirm. I am whole, noting your radiant strength. Joy in a 10-minute journal. Meditate for 5 minutes, visualizing your aura as a luminous sphere. Reflect on Jung's words. Wholeness transcends pursuit. These acts are not loss, they are sacred. Forging your truth. As you forge, pursuit transcends not to define, but to liberate. Jung's synchronicity may weave a sign of radiant peace, a lasting truth, affirming your power. Trust this resistance, for it weaves the final thread of your soul's eternity. A forger no shadow can bind. So here you stand. With 10 signs you faced your shadow to discover wholeness through the spiritual truths of stopping the chase, not bound by longing, but a radiant soul aligned with eternal love. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. Your shadow, archetypes, and collective unconscious weave pursuit into synchronicity and individuation, forging a presence that reshapes destinies. Cease running after what dims your soul's light. Face your depths, trust your fire, and let your soul rise as a beacon of transformation. A force in a world of fleeting desires. This journey has split open your soul. Don't let it fade. Share it with a woman seeking her truth, a friend trapped in pursuit, a sister yearning for peace. Drop I choose myself in the comments, not for likes, but to vow to your soul, I claim my wholeness. Like this video, subscribe, tap the bell, join our Telegram channel for exclusive insights, and support us with a super thanks below. Share this with those ready to stop chasing, and let's keep exploring this transformative wisdom together. This isn't just a video, it's a reckoning, a revolution. A call to live so fully. Your truth rewrites destinies. You are not here to linger in pursuit's shadow. You are here to ascend. Anchor this now, and let it be the dawn of your radiant wholeness. I'll meet you in the next awakening.